Hey guys, XDoctor here. I want to talk today about a new little device that I got. I ordered it out of France. It just arrived. It showed up on the electronic cigarette forums here a couple of days ago, and it is the Atomic E-Ball. It's pretty much just exactly what it looks like. It's a little steel ball. I change my focus here. I'm going to have to change focus and then angles a couple times because I've only got one camera. You can see the inside is hollow. Just a little bit of juice in there from my testing it. It's got a rubber O-ring on each end. It has a small filler cap, which is right there. It just comes out with an Allen wrench. It's a pretty neat looking little device for a tank, and it uses a standard 510 or 901 atomizer. It came with one from the company that I bought it from, and it was dead after one vape, so I've used my own. The way the liquid gets into the atomizer is through a tiny hole. The one that came from the place where I bought this had a hole that looked like it was drilled probably with a jeweler's press. It was a tiny, tiny little hole. I don't have a jeweler's press, but I have a Dremel tool. So I took another 510 here, and I just cut another slot. I have to change my focus again. Cut a slot right in the side of it, just like that. Kind of up high, because I don't want the juice to flood it. This is not a cartomizer, it's a regular atomizer. You can see where I scratched the hell out of it as well. That's the tiniest cut I could possibly make with a cutting wheel on a Dremel tool. So all you have to do to use this thing is to push the atomizer with drip tip installed. They say that's very important so that it doesn't damage the O-rings. Up through the bottom, right out the top like that. You've assembled your Atomic E-Ball. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on my helix, just like that, and I'm going to change camera angle here so you can see what's going on with filling it. There we are. Now this came with all kinds of extras. It came with a couple extra O-rings and an extra plug screw. It came with a syringe that is blunt tip and very clearly marked in milliliters because that's important on this. It came with an Allen wrench to open up the thing, and came with a set of instructions written in French, which is not awesome because I don't speak French. But Google Translate does, and so we figured out how to use this thing. Now what I just did there was to pull the cap out. You can see it leaves sort of a tiny, tiny little hole. Where is it? There it is. Leaves a very small hole in the side of that thing. So what we do is we're going to take some liquid, and we're going to take our syringe. This is Truth Serum from Raw Vapor, because Raw Vapor makes some awesome flavors. If you haven't tried them, go ahead and do that. And Vapor Mike, the guy behind them, is just one hell of a good guy. The instructions clearly said never to fill it with more than 2.6 milliliters of juice, which is small for a tank, but it's important to keep some air in the top of this, otherwise the liquid will just run down into that atomizer and flood it out. So we just push the syringe down in that hole, fill it up with our juice, just like that. Give it one more squirt to make sure I got as much as I can out of the syringe. Put the plug screw back on and tighten it back down. This works very much like a liquidator or like a J-tank. The main difference here is that instead of the cuts being at the bottom, it's up high so that you don't get constant fluid flow. And instead of using a cartomizer, it uses a standard atomizer. I may try this with a 901 in a little bit because it's got a higher vent hole. I think it'll feed the juice a little bit better. Now that we've got it all put together and juice inside, you want to pull the top off, look down in there, and find your cut. And you want to twist the ball. It'll slide pretty freely on that. There we go. And you want to line that up with the cut so that you know where it is. That marks our spot. Because if you vape it with the filler hole, and therefore the cut up, you'll get less liquid. Hey look, I'm leaking. If you vape it with the cut down, therefore the filler hole down, you'll get more liquid into your atomizer. So let's just take a drag off of this and see how it does. Oh, Truth Serum is good. Mm. It vapes really, really well. It feeds really, really well. You know, when it starts to get just a little bit dry, I flip it over and vape it once or twice with the filler hole down, and therefore the cut down, and it feeds more liquid into the atomizer. It's kind of an ingenious little system. It is prone to flooding, though, if you aren't paying attention to where it is. It's not something that I take out of the house, because if you put it in your pocket and it sits the wrong way, it will flood that atomizer. It'll run right out the bottom, and you'll have a pocket full of juice. But for just hanging out, does a really, really wonderful job. Uh, I'm surprised that no one in the United States has tried this yet, because it works really well. Again, I got this one out of France. The website I got it from was shop-e-clope.com. I'll put that link in the comments so you can check it out yourself. It is a French site, but when you get to the checkout, they have an option to switch it over to English. Altogether, with shipping, I paid about $70 for it, which is heavy for a tank. That's a lot of money for a tank. But I really love new and exciting shit to play with, and this is one of the cooler things that I've seen lately, so we had to give it a try. I'll be talking about this again on Wednesday night. That's August the 31st, 2011 on Vape TV. I'm on at 9 o'clock Eastern Time at stickam.com/VapeTV Live, or you can watch it at VapeTV.com. Again, I'm XDoctor. Thank you all very much for showing up and watching.